Welcome back to another Spearfishing Down Under adventure. Today, local dive with a couple of my really good friends, Rick and Adam. We all met together at the boat ramp here locally and headed offshore for a day of targeting predominantly reef fish, and we thought we'd start the day a little bit odd in the shallows. Pulled up on one of the local headlands, jumped in and were seeing if we could find some mulloway. As we swam into the headland, I looked off in the distance just as we started getting to the rocks, and I noticed a huge school of mulloway.
Dude, all in front of us. Plan of attack. You get a shoot one.
We need a plan of attack.
I have a plan. Attack.
Adam at this stage hadn't shot mulloway, so I'm like, dive boy, dive. Get yourself a mulloway. Adam and Rick dove first, I followed them. I was trying to film, obviously trying to pick a good fish myself. Adam and Rick swam ahead. I saw the school spook and they followed those fish. And I heard a gun shoot off and the whole school come flying past me. One of the mulloway hit my gun. I was looking, trying to pick a fish with a big head and big shoulders in the middle of that school. I took my aim, shot a really nice one. I heard another gun go off. I figured all three of us had mulloway. And when I finally landed my fish, all three come together. We're absolutely stoked.
Who shot first? Did you shoot first, Adza? Was that you that shot first?
Hey?
Who shot first, that Rick or you?
I think you did.
No, I didn't shoot first. I shot second.
First.
I got completely mobbed after whoever shot.
Yeah.
There was so many Jew on top of me.
They're still under us.
We're about to head the boat and I noticed some nice mackerel swimming under. It was absolutely going off. So I gave one of the boys my mulloway, reloaded my gun. Just as I did, a 25 kilo Spanish come under me. Dove down, I was following him. Just tracking away a little bit, got a good shot, and he smoked off into the distance. Fought him for a bit, got him back into my hands, and he'd basically taken me right back to where I'd shot him. And as he'd come back into my hands and as I was dispatching with a knife, I noticed that under me was actually some more mulloway swimming. Swum down, tucked him into a rock, but by the time I did that, the mulloway had gone off, and I noticed there was a nice lobster. Head back to surface, breathed up. I dove down to shoot that lobster, but the swell pushed me as I was about to pull the trigger. Finally cornered it and grabbed a hold of a really nice lobster. What a start to the morning. We head back to the boat. The morning had been incredible. We've only been in the water for 25 minutes at the most, and we already got some great fish. I didn't realize that this day was going to just keep getting better and better and better. Jumped in the boat, chatted to Adzi about his first mulloway. He was stoked.
Found a nice school of Jew. Been around the headland. Crystal clear and basically one big bowl of Jew over there. Cranking.
Hold him up. You. I'll chuck him in.
PB.
Well done, mate. Is he bigger than the other one?
From there we headed out a little bit wider to an area that I've shot some really nice pearl perch before and seen some good jobfish in the past. We dropped the anchor because there's very little current. Very first dive, I head to the bottom, and just as I got to the bottom, I noticed a big jobfish coming off in the distance. lined up, pulled the trigger, and that fish absolutely smoked me. Got to the surface, I was pulling it up, a couple of big hard tugs and it was gone. I couldn't believe it. How did I lose this fish? I tried to stone him.
Hey?
Tried to stone him. I hit him about 3 mil too high. He went, oh no, I'm not stoned, I'm going like a nutter.
Did he come straight in?
Dumb.
Let's go somewhere else.
Lost him, I can't believe I lost him. Reloaded, dove again. The instant I pulled the trigger, I realised why my other jobfish went missing. Sharks come from everywhere and they wanted to eat my fish so bad. I made sure this time I didn't let that jobfish go anywhere and I just dragged him to the surface with me. Next dive, the boys just got to the bottom and all they saw were sharks, so we pulled the anchor and we moved a little bit wider to a deeper area where I've shot some really nice mangrove jacks in the past. First dive, I came down near the bottom and seen a jack flick off and noticed there was a couple of small red emperor, but something I noticed that was really odd and rare for this local area was a small largemouth nanny guy. He's a fish I was really keen to shoot, but he had better ideas. I tracked him on the bottom, he flicked off, never to be seen again. I headed back to the surface, breathed up again for the next dive, and I came back down to the bottom in just probably 20 meters away from where I'd landed that time, and I saw some really nice pearl perch. These fish, you've seen again in past episodes, are just so tasty and so beautiful, and any time I get a chance to shoot a pearly, I make sure I do. Tracked this one, shot him, beautiful fish, around 1.5 kilos. Chucked him in the boat and breathed up and dove again. When I come down again, I landed on a bunch more pearl perch. It seemed like the noise had actually attracted other ones. I noticed that there was a couple of even bigger fish than the first one. I lined up, picked a really nice fish, swimming past a little purple cod to shoot a 2.5 kilo pearl perch. Again, as soon as I shot it, sharks come in, dragged him to the surface really quick. I was pretty pumped after chucking that one back in the boat, ready to dive again. I was hoping for an upgrade again. Could not believe my luck when I got down near the bottom and I see an even bigger pearl perch. This one was a really good fish, 3 kilos, absolute donkey, Queensland local pearl perch. chucked him in the boat. You can see I was pretty stoked by this fish.
Bit bigger than that, I think. Pull him in. That's a belting pearly. Freak. About to shoot that jack and I'm like, oh no, I'm not. I'm shooting that bleeding pearl. And he just flipped around about 5 times. He could be on 3 kilos, that fish, eh? Very close on 3 kilos. Looks like a little doofish.
It's around lunchtime and we thought we'd pull the anchor and make another move. Now, the morning had been incredible. As soon as we got in the water, we shot some great fish. We thought the day probably can't get much better, but it was about to keep getting better and better. The next spot we dropped the anchor and my very first dive was just mind-blowing. As I come down near the bottom, I can see some really nice mangrove jacks. Come cruising in amongst them. There was some more mulloway. They spooked around a little bit. Somebody shot at one of the mangrove jacks and they all spooked, so I waited. In come a really nice fish. You know, I shot myself a mangrove jack just under the 10 kilo mark. Again, as soon as I pulled the trigger, sharks are on me. One of them was a really weird colored lemon shark, wild, angry looking thing, and pulling that jack up and he was trying to eat it. It was quite incredible because I'd seen this exact same lemon shark in the exact same spot a couple of years earlier. Fortunately, I pulled it up quick enough and got that jack in my hands and salvaged it from the sharks. Awesome fish, absolute cracker. Threw him in the boat and I thought I gotta dive again because this place is just going off. I dove again and I'm just a little bit off where I'd landed with the big school of mangrove jacks. But the area I landed was a bit more sandy, just still very fishy, different types of fish. There was a big school of golden trevally. Then off in the distance, I noticed in comes the big blue chin of an awesome big tuskfish. It's a little bit cheeky, didn't want to come close. Got my spear into him, and from that moment, all hell broke loose when that tusky just took off. Fortunately for me, he wrapped me around rocks and then came back the same way and unwrapped himself. Got him off the bottom because otherwise he would have been certainly eaten by sharks. By this time, it's a little bit late in the afternoon. We opened the esky looking in and we've got some incredible fish there and figured it was time to call it quits so to make sure we get home pretty close to dark. The run home was a beauty. Got home just before dark. Absolute awesome day. I love chasing these incredible reef fish, and this one from start to finish was an absolute blast, chasing some of the best fish that we have here in our local waters. Now again, thank you all of those that have been messaging me and telling me how much we've inspired you and inspired your diving. I hope we continue to do that. I hope Spearfishing Down Under inspires you all the time, encourages you to get in the water, because for us, getting in the water, outworking this lifestyle is so exciting. Coming up, in the coming weeks, we have some incredible episodes talking around sharks, talking around shark behavior, talking around how to shoot and land fish around sharks.
That's shark! Master maker! Shoot! Yes!
you're going to get a lot out of this. I know some of this may blow your mind if you're not into spearfishing and you haven't been in the water very much. You're about to see some really cool stuff. As always, make sure you like, subscribe. Please keep following us, not just here on YouTube, but also on our Instagram, on our Facebook, and we'd love to hear from you. Hey Spearfishing Down Under crew, I'm here in store at Adreno and standing in front of all of our Rife gear, my very favourite Rife 120 behind me. Listen, as I said last time, Adreno have given us a 10% discount code for all of our Spearfishing Down Under crew. All you need to do is in-store online, quote Tim Spear, gives you 10% off all of our Rife range right here at Adreno. Very exciting, make sure you jump in store, grab some Rife gear.